Stop everything you're doing right now. What I'm about to reveal about Pope Benedict XVI in the next few minutes will shock even the most devout Catholics. There are 5 homilies of his that the Church itself prefers you not to fully understand, and today, I'm going to decipher every single one. Look at this. When Ratzinger said in 2005, "Faith without reason becomes fanaticism," he wasn't just giving a theology lesson. He was warning us about something that is happening today in our society. I'm about to give you 5 revelations that will change your perspective. At minute 23, I'll show you the homily that made the Vatican itself rethink its positions. And homily number 3, man, that one will give you chills. Hit the like button now if you want to truly understand what one of history's most intellectual popes meant. And stick around until the end, because the last homily, wow, you won't believe it. I'll tell you something few people know. Before he became Pope, Ratzinger was called God's Rottweiler by the Vatican. Do you know why? Because he was unrelenting with heresies and shallow interpretations of faith. And when he became Pope Benedict XVI, he used these 5 homilies as theological bombs. When I found this out, I couldn't sleep for 3 days, just studying. The first homily will make you question everything. If you leave now, you'll miss the most profound insight. Guys, this first homily broke the internet before the internet even existed. Ratzinger quoted a 14th century Byzantine emperor about Islam, and the world caught fire. But here's the genius part. Ratzinger wasn't attacking anyone. He was reflecting on faith versus violence. The quote was meant to show the contrast, not to agree with it. What was he really saying? Religion without reason is fanaticism. Reason without faith is existential emptiness. The perfect synthesis? Rational faith. It's faith plus reason, leading to balance. Man, look how this applies today. Religious extremism is faith without reason. And militant atheism is reason without transcendence. Ratzinger's third way is intelligent faith. And that leads us to the second homily, which is even more controversial. Folks, this homily was given one day before Ratzinger was elected Pope. A coincidence? I doubt it. He looked at the cardinals and said a phrase that echoed throughout the world: "We are moving toward a dictatorship of relativism that recognizes nothing as definitive." I'll explain this in a way that even your 12-year-old cousin will understand. Relativism means everyone has their own truth. The problem is, if everything is true, then nothing is true. The result? Moral and intellectual chaos. It's like saying 2 + 2 can be 4 for you and 5 for me. It sounds democratic, but it's pure stupidity. And now for the chilling part. Ratzinger said this in 2005. Look what happened afterward: cancel culture, scientific truths being questioned by ideology, moral relativism causing social confusion. The guy predicted our time. But here's what few people understand. Ratzinger wasn't being a backward-looking conservative. He was defending the possibility of knowing the truth. Without objective truths, there is no real justice and no genuine progress. Man, if you've been able to follow along so far, you already understand more about Pope Benedict XVI than 90% of the people who talk about him online. Comment below on which of these first 2 homilies impacted you the most. And if you're enjoying this, share this video, because a lot of people need to understand this. Now comes the third homily, and this one, folks, this one will mess with your emotions. Imagine the scene: Pope Benedict XVI, who was German, visiting Auschwitz. The silence was deafening. And then he asked the question that every honest person has asked themselves: where was God in Auschwitz? Folks, that wasn't a rhetorical question. It was the cry of all humanity in the face of absolute evil. Do you know what Ratzinger answered? He didn't give a pretty theological answer. He said, "We cannot plumb the mystery of God. We can only weep with those who weep." Man, that floored me when I read it. The most intellectual pope in history acknowledging the limits of human knowledge. But here's what's brilliant about this homily. Ratzinger was saying that evil truly exists, against naive optimism, that we don't have all the answers, against arrogant rationalism, and yet, we still have to act, against paralyzing nihilism. It's the most honest answer I've ever seen to the problem of evil. And this prepares us for the fourth homily, which will show how Ratzinger saw hope. Guys, after talking about the silence of God, Ratzinger needed to talk about hope. But not some quantum coach hope, real hope. He started by dismantling 3 types of hope that dominate our era: technological hope, technology will solve everything, lie; political hope, the perfect system will create heaven on earth, illusion; and individualistic hope, I can save myself, impossible. Then he drops the bomb: true hope is not in what I can do, but in what God can do through me. This isn't passivity, folks. It's the difference between arrogance, I'm going to change the world, and wisdom, I'm going to collaborate with the one who can change the world. Do you know why this is revolutionary today? We live in a time of constant anxiety because we want to control everything. An epidemic depression because we realize we control nothing. Ratzinger's hope is the perfect antidote: act, but trust. And now we come to the most shocking homily of all. When Pope Benedict XVI announced his resignation, the world stopped. Folks, there was no precedent. A pope hadn't resigned in 600 years. And everyone was asking, why? But his farewell homily revealed something profound about leadership and humility. He said, I have come to the certainty that my strengths, due to an advanced age, are no longer suited. Holy cow! The most powerful leader in Catholicism admitting his limitations. This goes against everything our culture teaches about leadership: never admit weakness, cling to power, always appear in control. Ratzinger was teaching that true leadership is to serve, not to dominate, that true strength is to recognize limits, and that true love is to put the common good above the ego. This was the most powerful homily without even being in a church. Guys, if you've made it this far, congratulations. You just understood Pope Benedict XVI better than many theologians out there. To recap, faith plus reason is the antidote to fanaticism. Objective truth is the basis of justice. Humility before mystery is real wisdom. Well-founded hope is inner peace. Humble leadership is true power. If this video changed your perspective on Pope Benedict XVI, hit the like button, share it, and comment on which homily impacted you the most. And subscribe to the channel because I'm going to do a whole series deciphering the great thinkers of the Church that everyone talks about but few truly understand. The next one will be about the letters of St. Paul that are forbidden to be read in some countries. It's going to be insane. See you next time, guys. And remember, the truth sets you free, but first, it makes you uncomfortable.